plans are changing again, but it's just because things have also gone on behind the scenes to make it impossible to continue those plans. Hey guys, EndoPlasmite here. We're here with the next episode of EndoPlasmite Plays Pokemon LeafGreen. I think I've made the comment once before, but it is kind of interesting if you think about it, that I'm playing the physical copy version of this around the same time frame. Actually, started playing it before the time frame that everyone nowadays is playing the Switch version. So, yeah. Anyways, last time we were here, we went through the remaining portion of the Pokemon Mansion, and we were able to take on Blaine with only one Pokemon, which is currently the Pokemon that's in the team lead right now. We also then got dragged over to one island, so our main adventure that was going on actually pertains to one island. For the plan that I was originally going to do this week, I'll have to try to see if I can figure it out for next week. I also technically need to start rethinking the end goal for this. Because I do have one video idea for the end goal. It's kind of one of those, is that enough? Will it be enough? I don't know. So, whatever end goal you guys want me to try to do, leave it in the comments. Because there's different ways that we can consider this ended. That would be with us going through and collecting all the Pokemon that are possible in this game. It could be once I finish all the post-game content. Yeah, the list is large and small at the same time. Still no shiny yet either. But at least nice to see that the people are enjoying shinies. Although, as pointed out by some YouTubers, shiny hunters nowadays don't know the struggle. Because there are no boosted odds in these games. Pure, raw, shiny odds. And I did figure out the number again, which I still could be probably getting wrong, but I think it's 8,192. I forget whatever number I said last time, but whatever number it was, it's definitely not right. Probably going to be 2 Meowths, another random Pokemon, and a Persian. Or it's going to be 3 Meowths, and then a Persian. I don't know. We'll see. Interesting note, we did actually successfully have the first time through playing Super Battle Glove. So, behind the scenes, I'll be trying to work on editing that out and actually getting it posted to the main channel, since there is finally some main channel content. The team is wrong compared to what I was saying it was. Oh well. Either way, they're all defeated. I wonder how many people are actually from the main channel. Like, I know a couple of my online friends have been checking out the series, so they know both sets of the channel and stuff. Of course. That explains everything. I was wondering why I'm running into the problem again that I'm running into with the encounter rate, and then I forgot. Starmie is in the lead. Starmie with Illuminate. I could have gone through the process of being like, hey, let's continue to try to actually actively hunt for a specific ability. But I think it's kind of more funny with these odds, as well as very annoying. So you get both sides of the same coin. I just need to make sure I remember going forward to avoid situations with that. Maybe. Because, see, with the higher encounter rate, that means there's a higher chance of wild Pokemon appearing. And then that also means there's a higher chance, essentially, of us potentially running into a shiny Pokemon, which still hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to, honestly. Because again, I think I might have covered it with Marsh's tag-along that he did. But with the shiny Raticate that I got in this game, that was the only shiny that I ever got. That would count as like a full odds shiny. Like, I don't think I actually got any additional shinies at all in any of my playthroughs of playing any games until Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I believe. With those Ultra Wormholes, I think they're called. I don't know if it's the exact name of it. But essentially, with the whole scene where you're riding either Solgaleo, Lunala, or Necrozma's two different forms. And you run through and try to avoid certain portals until you end up finding the specific portal you need to go into to catch a legendary. But then the regular Pokemon had like a increased shiny odds. That was the first instance at that point of getting shiny Pokemon. Even then, the odds were still raised. And then you've got Sword and Shield as well, which the first set of shinies from there were Masuda method patching. I think... I'm trying to remember if Pharaoh Seed was the first shiny that I tried this shiny hunt with the Masuda method, or if it was Porygon. Either way, whichever one it was, the results are still the same. It was still with an increased odds chance. And I mean, we know the end situation for Scarlet and Violet. That by far was best shiny odds rate. Or at least fastest encounter with it. Because literally in the playthroughs of it, I ended up getting a shiny. I don't know if I remember if it was recorded during that. Like, I don't remember if I was recording it when the shiny was caught, or if I started the recording the following day after I caught the shiny. Either way, it was a fast rate with nothing else reducing said rate, so that was a better time frame of catching it. I'll go back for those guys in a second. Actually, I think it's... No, it's not you. It is you. Check to see if there's anything that might be hiding, because there could be, but most likely the answer to that question is no, there's not. But now with that taking place, it's time to finally put Dugtrio to use with having an HM. And as crazy as it is with it, we are getting rid of Slash. I know, it's very crazy. But I'm not getting rid of Dig. I definitely am not getting rid of Toxic, which is shocking on my end considering the fact that I usually don't make use of status moves. And Aerial Ace I literally used the TM on, so I'm not gonna waste the TM. Different note legends Arceus' shiny rate. I forget if I actually caught a shiny in the main storyline during the recordings. I still think for me one of the craziest things with shinies is I did have the shiny charm when I started the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. The first specific one with Crown Tundra, I think it is. No, that's Sword and Shield. Teal Mask, that's what it is. But within like the first 5 minutes of first entering into the area for Teal Mask was a shiny Yin, which ended up being my starter choice, which is a bit weird to suggest, considering the fact that I literally got a Piplup later on in that same video. And Piplup was on the team, but Piplup was not the starter. Or at least to say Piplup was not what I considered my main starter Pokemon. I don't think during the recordings I found a shiny Pokemon for Teal Mask. I could be wrong. They're all up on the regular channel, I think. Unless I downloaded them all and then pulled them off. I don't remember. Hey, you don't have to battle me if you don't want. You're the one that initiated it by giving me that exclamation point above your head. Well, you asked for it. It seems also Dodrio has a little bit of a better experience rate. Is that actually fair to assume? Yeah, needs less experience. That's correct to assume. Oh, I'll protect, thanks. Nice try trying to turn it into it twice. I don't think that was half English, what I was trying to say. Now, the fun part being that I can break these rocks, but doesn't change the fact that I still have a Starmie as my starter. Well, not my starter, as first Pokemon in the team. That's crazy if you think about it. All the Pokemon in this area are in like the mid to high 30s, and yet you can still Rock Smash, and the Pokemon within the Rock Smash... Oh wait, I already fought you. Are level 14. That's some post-game crap there. Also, fun fact, I don't know if it's actually going to happen with this series, but there's a Magmar that's in the grass. Not to spoil anything on that, but to spoil anything on that. Because here's the thing, I don't know if I'm actually going to end up finding Magmar on this. Not to say that it's impossible to find it. No, that possible to find is for a couple other different Pokemon. Now, the impossibility is if it's worth it to try and find it, considering the fact that it isn't going to be part of the team, and unless you guys specifically request a specific thing on it, I don't have a reason to try to go out of my way to catch it. But it's neither here nor there. And again, just holding on to the repels in case I get a strong urge of, I'm over it. Might happen, might not. Yeah, I can help with training. Kick your butt. Sharon! Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Go. See, even the tentacles have the same exact problem like the Geodude with Rock Smash. Hello. Oh look, Starmie versus Starmie. Only difference is my Starmie actually has additional moves, and yours does not. It always still bugs me whenever the software does that. Well, aren't you not tough? Watch, it'd still be funny if we end up running into a shiny. Yes, perfect day for a battle. Perfect day to get your butt kicked. And I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm halfway through kicking your butt. I've completely kicked your butt. You can tell that I'm slightly running out of filler. Also, kind of forgot to save a good bit. Remember to save your files, guys. Trust me on this, don't forget to save. He's like the big one, and we're gonna fight him, and he said, no, it ran away. It's our fault. Bunch of Magikarp. Nope, not a bunch of Magikarp. Tommy, can you hear me? Tommy, can you hear me? Yeah, it's funny with the book guide, because all it says for Magmar's appearance is just one island. It doesn't say where on one island, it just says one island. The book is kind of flawed in a way as well, if you think about it. Because see, the book adds in the information for Celebi, Jirachi, and Deoxys, but omits the information of Mew, claiming Mew is yet to be discovered. And yet, I'm fairly certain that, at least for Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Fire Red and Leaf Green, the only one that'd be impossible to get is Celebi unless you live in Japan, or at least got a Japanese disc Coliseum that you can use that. So if anything, Celebi should have been the one that said there's no information. Unless there was no event for Mew either. I don't know. I digress. There's now a cat in the room. It's not really necessary to do it, but I am going to explore around Mount Ember. And I'm also going to check something, because I'm pretty sure the answer is no, but... yeah, none of my Pokemon can learn Explosion. I wouldn't teach Explosion anyways, but... so, foreshadowing for future events. I know there's not really a reason for me to go through this process, because to be completely honest, the top of Mount Embers is going to be Moltres. So realistically, there's no reason for me to even be trying to going up here if I'm not actively trying to catch Moltres. Since, as I did point out in a past episode, I'm going to be intentionally holding off on the other Snorlax fight, which I actually did not say, but essentially all the legendary encounters I'm holding off on until a certain point. I mean, as a given, yeah, post-game is obviously when I'm going to be trying to do the legendaries. When of the post-game is a little different. Brain goes to brain fart. It's probably either in the rock or right above us. Darn it. It's right above us. So, if you haven't gotten Rock Smash, you can't really progress too much further. I think that's a fair statement to be saying. No purpose on that except to make your trip shorter. I mean, relatable. Not really relatable, but relatable. Relatable to other people, because other people have done the exact same thing. How about that? That's a better way of putting it. Oh, you have a second one. That's weird. See what happens if I try to freeze you. Do it again, I wasn't looking. I think I did actually. I was trying to remember if this whole gameplay I've frozen anybody. I think I have. It's either once or twice, I don't remember. If I really wanted to actively try to, I probably could go back through and watch the stuff to figure it out. But that's a much later on project, not something to be doing when I could be doing other stuff. Dire hits. Selling hits. That's what that's called. Selling fodder. Not an Irish person selling their dad. That's you get. That's a. I'm tired. Okay, don't mind me. Now see, can't go that way, so you kind of have to take the long way around. See, now's a good instance to try to use Ice Beam. So, fun fact regarding Starmie, the specific move selection that I have is actually based off of a move selection that an opponent trainer in real life had. On the few instances growing up that I did actually try to connect stuff with other players, Game Boy Advance wise, Ultra Ball. I did try to trade a Pokemon, so I think Jirachi was listed in Emerald as being found, or at least seen, but not actually caught. Either that or was one of the trainers. Anyways, with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, how you can make your own secret bases, one of the repeat trainers that I could fight over and over from an in real life person had a level 100 Starmie as their first Pokemon. I think the movesets that I gave it right now is the movesets that it had. If there's any variation of it being different, then the variation would be Blizzard and or Thunder. I don't remember though, is the thing. It is one or the other, or both. Regardless, they probably also went through the process of doing EV training with their Pokemon too. Something that, as stated numerous times, while I do understand the process to it, I'm making no efforts whatsoever to do that with any of my main team Pokemon. For now. Yes, you heard correct, for now. There will be a point and purpose potentially for the EV training with my Let's Plays. But all that will mostly pertain to much later with this channel. Like, we're talking like further down the line. I still have to get through I still have to get through this game first. And there's 3 other main RPG games like this that I'm planning to try to do. There's also some other things in the works behind the scenes, but that's a slow process. It's a very slow burn. Now we're up here at the top. And I'm going to try at least to finish this puzzle. Maybe. give this thing a push. Last couple episodes were 29 minutes in length. Maybe I'll get lucky with pushing this a little bit closer to 31. Firestone. And then over here, nothing person-wise, but there are 2 items. One here, another Firestone, and Ultra Ball. And just showing this because just to prove the fact that I can do this puzzle. But there's not really much of a purpose to it. Because again, I won't be dealing with this at all. So far, puzzle's not a hard puzzle. So we're going to leave off that specific episode there. Next time around, we will actually be moving on to 2 Island. Because we're going to progress the diversion that we've got from Bill. So we'll see you guys in the next episode.